Sup y'all, it's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today I'm going to show you guys this little Nok-Karosh. Now, I did a video about this a while ago, but they nerfed the movement speed stacking that I used in the video, so I've got a new method to show you guys, and he drops the Garn Nighthowl, and guess what mount I'm on right now? The Garn Nighthowl. And so that's what it looks like, and so this is either a mount guide or a gold guide, depending on which one you want it to be. Now, you can sell this mount on the auction house, and right now on my server it's selling for like 7,000-8,000 gold, and it takes me about 10 minutes to do this, so you guys can do the math. Now, what we're going to be using to soul him is called the Angler's Fishing Raft. Now, not everybody has the Angler's faction unlocked, which is why I'm over here in Dreadways. If you talk to this person here and do the quests that she gives you, as you guys will see on the mouse, I'll kind of take you guys through the route that you'll take. And so you start there, you go down to right about there, and then that's going to take you over to Kel'Thuzad and do a couple quests over there until you get a breadcrumb quest that's going to take you all the way down to Soggy's Gamble. Do all of the quests there. The last quest is where you have to fight some sort of like a kraken, and so after you kill the kraken over there, you'll be able to have pretty much enough reputation to go over the Angler's Wharf here, and you have to get revered with the anglers. And in order to get revered, you have to do dailies over there. There are 3 dailies, and there's a couple other ways to get reputation, but we're not really going to get too much into that. Just get revered with the anglers, and also you have to have 525 fishing. And so this is a new character. This isn't my main character, right? And so I actually had to bust my ass. I've been doing these dailies day after day to come out with this video to show you guys. And so on top of getting revered with this faction, and then then you also have to get 525 fishing. I mean, like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really a big fan of fishing. But I was able to buy the books, and you can do that if you have a certain reputation with Nat Pagel. And so there's the Angler's Fishing Wharf, dropping another 800 gold on it, but we're going to make all that money up right now. And actually not quite yet, but in a few minutes, with soloing Nok-Karosh, because as I said before, it makes you a whole lot of money. And so I'm going to show you guys kind of the route that I'm going to take. And see, there's this pretty much what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to pull Nok-Karosh, and then I'm going to run down that pathway into the water, and I'm going to kite him in a circle. Now you guys think that's simple. It's not. See, it's actually pretty simple, right? And I've got a thing on the screen, and there's an arrow pointing to a bunch of little dots, and it says there he is. Well, that's where he is, and so you guys can see pretty much where to find him. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate my Angler Wharf buff, and that's going to give me a 10-minute buff. And as soon as I pull the boss, you cannot take any damage. If you take any damage, any fall damage, anything whatsoever, your Angler's Wharf buff will go away, or your Angler's Raft, not Wharf, buff will go away. Watch, watch, watch. See? Fucked it up. Angler's Wharf Raft buff went away, and so now I have to feign death and try it again. Now I did this about 100 times, and I finally got it down. And so you have to make sure, because you can't do it again. You can't reapply the raft buff. See, I got it that time. The raft buff while you're in combat. So this is real tricky. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to activate the raft buff, and then I'm going to pull them immediately after. Because if you guys can obviously use your heads here, that means that you have a 10-minute timer in between whenever you pull Nok-Karosh to whenever you kill him, unless you want to kind of back up onto the land, which I do not recommend at all. And so anyway, I go ahead and I pull him, and I use the disengage with post haste to pull myself back, and then I'm going to be going down this little pathway here. Now this is extremely hard to do depending on what class you are. I've seen a lot of Shadow Priests do this, and also a couple of Hunters. Now Hunters have the option of doing it differently, but this is also another option that Hunters can use. And what I'm really going to show you guys more than anything is, see there I am on the raft, and I'm just going to be kiting them in a circle. And see, I've got the 2 ads with me. Now, there are a lot of different ways to get the ads, pretty much take the ads out of the picture. You can tame them, you can mind control them as a priest. There's a lot of different ways, but I wanted to show you guys, worst case scenario, you've got both ads, this is still possible. And so at this point, you want to be doing as much damage to them as possible. You're 100% to 50% is like your big damage potential part, and so like I'm using a potion and everything I can, and it's going to come really close. My gear level item level is a 660 in this video, and I have a 670 weapon, and so it's a little bit inflated. And so make sure that you've got the right gear to do this, because it's very difficult to do. And I wanted to show, with the ads, without seeing them, without anything like that, just to show you guys worst case scenario how it can be done. Also, do not point your raft towards the water, because I'll show you guys in a second here. I had the closest call of my entire life doing this pull. Now, whenever Nok-Karosh gets to 50%, this is whenever things begin to get interesting. He's going to do an ability called Call the Pack. Now, whenever he casts Call the Pack, he moves quicker, and that's not really too big of a deal, except for the fact that the stops moving, and then the other 2 Garn Nighthowls do not stop moving, and so now they kind of get out of position. Nok-Karosh goes out of range if you're not moving in the right way. And there's a lot of different things that can happen. And he also increases the wolf's movement speed, and so this becomes very, very difficult very, very quickly. And as you guys can see, that's why you want to do as much damage to him before he gets to 50% as possible, so you can kind of make up for some lost damage at this point. Now right here, this is the closest call of my entire life. See, I lose the wrath buff because I get too close. Watch. Dodge, 3 dodges in a row. 3 dodges in a row, and I make it. I don't get hit, and I disengage. And like, by the way, you have to be pressing spacebar, man, and you guys can pretty well bet, because whenever you press spacebar, it moves the raft forward. Man, I'm pressing spacebar so fucking fast at that point. I'm doing it with both hands, man, like crazy, like an execute. You know, if you guys saw that video. Anyway, so at this point, it doesn't really matter. It's just you kind of rinse and repeat. It gets difficult. You gotta make sure that you're far away, by the way, because those wolves, they're sneaky. Okay, they're ninja wolves. Be careful. So at 20%, Nok-Karosh also moves a little bit slower. It's just kind of a mechanic in the game. And so Nok-Karosh is now moving slower, but the other 2 wolves, they're not at 20%, so then they're moving faster. And so this is like whenever you got to be like professional kiting here. Well, good thing I'm rolling a hunter, which is like the professional kiting class. And so this is where it gets very hard, and you just got to make sure. See, my wrath buff is going away. So I mean, the clock is ticking. Now, I mean, I've got it under control, right? But you know, it's very, very close. And so you can press the spacebar and make sure that you do not have your raft tilted down towards the water, or you will go into the water, and you know, obviously that's not going to be good, because then you're going to go right into the water, lose the raft buff, and then, you know, unless you get 3 dodges in a row, you're probably going to wipe. Now, you know, this is very, very intense, and in my opinion, it's very easy to do without the 2 other wolves, right? It's not that hard to do without the other 2, with the other 2 wolves. But I had the other 2 wolves, and I want to show you guys that it is possible. And you know, I don't really feel bad. I don't really feel bad that I got those 3 dodges, because I had another pull here, and you guys will see in a second that I don't have just 1 wolf in my bags here. I have 2, and the reason for that is I recorded this kill, or sorry, I did this kill, and I did not have the record button on, and so I had to do it again. And so I don't really feel like I got too lucky, you know, considering I also, you know, forgot to record the first one, which was actually a lot cleaner, and I didn't have you know, the luck of the gods on my side. And so there are the mounts. They're not BOP, and so you can sell them on the auction house, and you can also learn them. And it was on the beginning. And so make sure that you press the space bar, as I said before. That's going to move your raft forward faster. It's like paddling, you know. And just make sure you don't get hit, man, because 1 hit, you're dead. And even if you don't get 1 shot, it's still going to knock off your wrath buff. And so, guys, that's really all it's going to take to solo Nok-Karosh. You know, man, it's hard to do, but there's a reward. There's a big reward. High gear, you know, very intense, but this is how you can do it. So that's pretty much all I got. I hope to help you guys. And thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.